Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book, The Future is History, a creation by Masha Gessen. In The Future is History, 2017, Masha Gessen delves into Russia's intricate stance on democracy. Through examining specific individuals, she guides us from the Communist Party's decline to the heart of Putin-era activism, revealing the origins of Russia's current form of totalitarianism. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Masha Gessen, a respected journalist based in New York City, has contributed to prestigious publications such as the New York Review of Books and The New Yorker. She is known for her book titled The Man Without a Face: The Unlikely Rise of Vladimir Putin. With 10 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book on StoryPlanet.net. To start, learn more about the contradictions in modern Russia. Humans may repeat past mistakes due to lack of understanding history. Understanding past events can also provide insight into future outcomes. Lack of knowledge about history and sociology in Russia contributed to the rise of authoritarian rule. The consequences of this lack of knowledge are exemplified through the events in Russia, including drastic measures taken for survival, the popularity of certain movies, and the misconceptions surrounding a brand of cheese. Key idea number 1. Russia's lack of self-reflection hindered its ability to adapt to societal changes in the late 1980s. Marina Arutyunyan, a rare female psychoanalyst in Russia, started her practice in the 1970s. After the Bolshevik Revolution in the 1920s, social sciences and humanities were censored in Russian universities, hindering progress until the 1960s. Lack of sociological understanding in Russia led to challenges in the late 1980s and 1990s during societal rule changes. General Secretary Mikhail Gorbachev's reforms triggered psychological and political effects, highlighting the gap between the government and its citizens. Key idea number 2. Efforts were made to analyze the average Russian as the Communist Party disintegrated. Gorbachev initiated perestroika, appointing Yakovlev to lead the restructuring efforts, despite facing government opposition. The Communist Party was in turmoil, with officials reluctant to lose power. Yakovlev and the Center for Sociology analyzed societal changes, revealing a decline in communist beliefs among the public. The idea of Homo Sovieticus was challenged as younger generations showed more individualistic tendencies, hinting at a shift in Soviet society. Key idea number 3. After the fall of the Soviet Union in the 1990s, conditions allowed for the rise of authoritarianism. In 1991, a standoff occurred between Boris Yeltsin and a group led by Gorbachev's Vice President Gennady Yanayev, leading to the shutdown of the Communist Party and Yeltsin's rise to power in Russia. The post-Soviet era was marked by confusion, anxiety, and economic turmoil, with territories and economies in transition. The psychological toll of these changes created uncertainty and paved the way for authoritarian leaders to emerge, according to psychologist Erich Fromm's theory. Key idea number 4. Post-Soviet Russia saw increased poverty levels and class divisions. In post-Soviet Russia, the transition to a market economy led to stark economic disparities. The legalization of private commerce exposed income differences, causing resentment among citizens. The open borders allowed people to witness contrasting lifestyles, leading to feelings of poverty for many. The shift also brought about a new class system and regional leadership changes. Boris Nemtsov, a known figure, was appointed mayor of Nizhny Novgorod, experiencing newfound wealth. In contrast, citizens like Lyosha in Solikamsk faced extreme poverty, exemplified by disturbing instances of deprivation and desperation within the community. Key idea number 5. Growing nostalgia for the Soviet era was witnessed as Yeltsin's presidency took a hit due to the war in Chechnya. Yeltsin prioritized exposing hidden Soviet atrocities through Alexander Nikolaevich Yakovlev. However, many uncovered crimes were difficult to explain and remained unrecognized by the public. Yeltsin also faced challenges with the Chechen conflict, ordering a military intervention that was unpopular. Nostalgia for the Soviet era grew, exemplified by the success of a movie celebrating the simplicity of that time. The lack of drama in the film resonated with Russians seeking predictability in a changing world. Key idea number 6. Vladimir Putin stood out in the face of economic collapse and bombings with determination. In Russia, turmoil in the 1990s led to a sense of uncertainty and desire for stability. Events like economic crisis, NATO air raids in Serbia, and apartment bombings in 1999 increased fear and anxiety among Russians. Vladimir Putin emerged as a strong leader promising swift justice and stability. As a result, he was appointed Prime Minister in August 1999 and soon after became president. Key idea number 7. Putin rapidly transitioned towards authoritarian rule in the name of stability. Lyosha discovered his sexuality, faced challenges, and found acceptance in college. In Russia, Putin's regime increasingly tightened control, using media to push agendas and suppress dissent. Homophobia and conspiracy theories were employed to manipulate public opinion. Putin's aggressive actions were met with support, promising stability but eroding rights. Key idea number 8. Putin returned to the presidency in 2012 after controversy. Vladimir Putin's transition from president to prime minister in 2008 raised concerns about respecting the Russian constitution. Public opinion polls showed increasing admiration for Joseph Stalin, indicative of a mindset equating greatness with power. Civil rights activists, inspired by global movements, protested against Putin's consolidation of power and perceived corruption, reflecting a growing discontent with the political situation in Russia. Key idea number 9. Proposed new anti-homosexual laws amidst crackdown on protests by the Kremlin. Masha became a leader at anti-corruption protests in 2011. After meeting Pussy Riot members at a protest, chaos erupted at a demonstration during Putin's inauguration in 2012. The Kremlin cracked down on activists, leading to arrests. The Kremlin avoided harsh prosecution to prevent further protests. Meanwhile, anti-homosexuality laws were being strengthened, culminating in proposed legislation by 2013. Key idea number 10. New laws were introduced, leading to fear as stability waned due to increased casualties. A debate on anti-homosexuality legislation led to a lopsided vote in favor. Incidents of violent attacks on homosexuals highlighted the dangerous situation. The legislation progressed, limiting various rights of the LGBTQ+ community. An activist fled to the US and helped Russian exiles. Clients in Russia struggled with anxiety, and the situation was likened to Freud's death drive theory, pondering if a nation could collectively experience such feelings. In conclusion, the Soviet Union isolated itself, hindering Russians' understanding of social psychology. After its collapse, citizens struggled with uncertainty, leading to the rise of Putin's autocracy. Putin has moved Russia away from democracy towards a more authoritarian regime. Further reading, The Man Without a Face delves into Putin's rise and impact on Russia. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.